You're listening to the House of Cards on the Big Patriot Radio Network. All music on this podcast and radio station have been purchased under strict licensing by Big Patriot Radio and is not reset.
Introducing to you.
You're on House of Cards, live on Facebook and YouTube.
It's going down.
Locked and loaded with the truth.
And good day, everybody.
Introducing to you.
You're on House of Cards, live on Facebook and YouTube.
It's going down.
Locked and loaded with the truth.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is a special edition of Beaufort County's House of Cards, Friday, July 26, 2024. We appreciate you tuning in. We told you last night on the show that the Beaufort County Sheriff's Department, Sheriff P.J. Tanner, requested a full copy of the Hanesworth Sinkler Boyd report. We talked about it last night on the show and the week before, and for months now, for his use, since he is a constitutional officer of the county. Well, this morning, we learned that County Administrator Michael Moore has responded to the sheriff and said through a report that we were given that he was denying the request and that only county council can release the report. So this comes as Tuesday, Chairman of County Council Joe Passaman announced during a special meeting that he would be releasing a summary report. The summary report, approximately 5 to 6 pages, depending upon how you print it, is a far cry from the 34 to 36 page complete report issued by Hanesworth Sinkler Boyd. Now, the county council has been under more and more scrutiny and has had multiple complaints logged against them for their lack of transparency on this issue and many others. This is just the latest and greatest. Among other things, this HSB report has never been released. Approval ratings for this county council have never been as low and as poor as they are right now. Sheriff Tanner said in his report, or in a report to media rather, that, quote, there's nothing transparent about this. You get a report, an audit the county paid for, and you get the results. And those that paid for it don't get to see it, end quote, he said. Tanner pointed to county council and stated, you, council, put out a summary, and we're supposed to just take that summary word for word and go, okay, nothing to see here. Thank you for doing all the things you're doing, and we'll move forward. Tanner said, I am eager to get a full copy of the report. Later on in the news article, Tanner went on to say that, quote, it's probably going to shock the majority of the citizens of this county on how much money was squandered away by those who just took advantage. That's a very interesting point that the sheriff would say that. He said, how can you suggest there's no wrongdoing, which is what the summary report says by the full council, obviously. Chairman Passaman's the one that, pushing this. How can you suggest there's no wrongdoing when you know good and well that there is, end quote. Tanner also said later on in his interview, he got on point with Joe Passaman and others on council that fit the same mold by saying, the quote, they just don't want you, the public, to know the details. And obviously they don't want law enforcement to have or know the details surrounding the issues of Beaufort County of the past couple of years. The county has never provided us anything. They circled the wagons early on, and it's been like that for a year, end quote. Very, very interesting comments and quotes there of the sheriff of Beaufort County, P.J. Tanner. That first sentence, they just don't want you, the public, to know the details. And they obviously don't want law enforcement to know. So when Hanesworth Sinkler Boyd, HSB lawyer, their representative Nicholson, gave his report to the full council back at the end of March, his tone and choice of words, was much different than what is being portrayed in the summary report put together by, we allege, from insider information, Tom Kevaney, county attorney, and Chairman Passaman. Allegedly, again, HSB has said that Beaufort County government had laxity that resulted in flagrant violations against the procurement code. That is a stark difference that's painted in the summary report. Now, we have a second publicly elected official, the sheriff, asking for this full report to be released to the public. My simple question to the chairman, Joe Passaman, is, what are you hiding? Well, I'm not I'm not personally asking that because, as I've told you, I have a copy of this, but the people want to know, what are you hiding? Passament and council have spent close to, if not over, $400,000 so far under the advice of the county attorney's office in getting a lawyer, this legal firm to handle this. In our opinion, is shared by others. This was hoodwinking all the council members as well as the public um, because of the attorney-client privilege. You see, the only way for this report to be released by the county is for now, county council has to release the privilege. So, to council members Howard, Dawson, Lawson, Glover, Tabernick, and Cunningham, sitting in the same corner as Chairman Passament and Vice Chair McKellen, I say this. It is an election year for some of you. Are you going to, are you telling your constituents you're willing to die on the hill or fall on the sword of secrecy and non-transparency? If I were any in all of you, I'd be voting to release that report in full right now. That's easily understood. So for the folks watching this, I ask you to contact your council member right now. Tell them that you want the full report released. Release the privilege and let the people see the report that we've paid all, $400,000 or more or equal to now. Or simply put, you'll find another council member. This is nothing that you need to get, in a shouting match with them and make idle threats. This is a threat that's not really a threat. This is a promise, rather, that can be actually upheld. If you don't do what the voter electorate says, then they can get a new one. So it's up to them. We recommend that they release the privilege and release the report. It's pretty simple, actually. In other news, we had record-breaking numbers of listeners last night during our weekly show here live on Facebook, YouTube, and simulcast on bigpatriotradio.com. And that has even grown higher today for those folks watching on a tape delay from last night's show. The Defusky Island coverage has touched a lot of souls and has reached across many boundaries. Now, the people are seeing and hearing the speaking for the speechless and the voice for the voiceless. No matter where you are in the socioeconomic status, whether you live in this area, whether you live on Defusky or not, or you live somewhere else, this story has tentacles that touch everyone, and we hear about it all too often. We've been getting messages from different people involved in different circles of this entire story that they are receiving information from those in opposition to what we are reporting, and that they are just furious, and making claims here and there that they will, in my opinion, most likely regret later on in life. To those folks, I'll speak to you directly right here. To them, I say, I am directly over the target in military terms, and for that, I thank you for showing this, because the outcry from those doing the wicked means we're over the target. Anyway, always stay tuned. Like us, hit the subscribe button, ring the bells, whatever, and watch out for more live events as well as pre-recorded videos just as this. So until then, everybody, watch your six.
You're on House of Cards, live on Facebook and YouTube.
It's going down.
Locked and loaded with the truth.